Hi everyone. So we reached the end of this part of the course. We have journeyed with so-called deviants, people and groups of people who have shown us how it is not a given that things, rules, customs, norms, traditions, values and so on should stay the same. Now, sometimes change happens in industries because it occurs as a sort of natural outcome from other changing mechanisms. Institutions, the rules surrounding the behaviour of people, organisations and industries are sometimes not sustainable and change sometimes as an indirect response to sometimes quite distant stimuli. Take the last recession, for example, which caused widespread unemployment and the bankruptcy of many enterprises in a whole range of countries. Arguably, these events were occurring because of the subprime mortgage activity in the United States. Basically, banks had overlent to high-risk customers. This had an outcome on the institutions surrounding the lending behaviour of banks to alter quite dramatically their approach to risk, for instance. But with our focus in Unit 2, we have explored purposeful change, where people or groups of people have set out consciously with purposeful intent to change existing institutional arrangements. They typically start from the point of stating, we want to do things differently, we want to achieve different things, how can we do this? And then, with these questions or statements in mind, we've seen examples of how they were put into practice with their specific social or industry contexts. In some ways, regardless of the difference of the time period that they were contextualised in, there are parallels that we can draw between the conceptual basis of B Corp organisations and the more historical case study of the Women's Christian Temperance Union. Both involved small groups of people that sort of grew into substantially influential social movements which challenged the existing institutional arrangements of the time. Now, it's early days yet for B Corps as a movement, but we can say that both are, or were, to varying extents, powerful and influential social movements which have challenged accepted norms and values in society. The aim of B Corps in its scope and depth of intention is perhaps one of the most ambitious challenges to existing capitalist institutions where organisations and their operating principles are concerned. We have seen how the fundamental aim of B Corps extends beyond mere greenwashing, for example. Our example of Brit Art and the art industry was an example of a partial successful challenge. To a certain extent, the challenge was driven by the sheer stubbornness of a small group of artists, arguably led by Damien Hirst, who refused to work within the accepted norms of how they, as graduate artists, were allowed to exhibit their work according to existing norms. But did this group of YBAs pave the way for today's graduates? These artists have succeeded in behaving in ways that were not accepted to the institutions surrounding the industry, but did they really successfully change the institutions of the art industry, especially for later graduate artists? I'm not so sure. So that brings our course to a close. Most of you would have started off with the first part of the course on gamification. For those who haven't, you should go to this now and complete it. For everyone else, well done for finishing. I really hope that you found something of interest and that you enjoyed at least some of it. It's kind of hard to please everyone all of the time. For now, it's a good idea for you to make sure that you've finished all the test questions for this part of the course. And when you have finished those, you can make a start on your gamification project. So, that's about all for now. Good luck with your assessment, and I'll see you soon.